Hey, you guys, welcome back. My name is Stella. This is my obsession, and I freaking love what we have on the table right here. Okay, so these are courtesy of two people. That would be Android Goat and Richard C. They were both so gracious to loan me a bunch of knives that are absolutely amazing. The cream of the crop is right here on the table, though, if you ask me. There are a couple others that I'm drooling over, but these three are the ones that I have been anticipating the absolute every single day longest. Like, I, I don't, I can't even explain it. I can't spit it out. These are amazing. The Forest is a Dylan Mallery design, straight from Dylan Mallery. I love his maker's mark and designer's mark. I love the blade on this guy. And I was actually speaking with Android uh, about this knife and how he's gonna put some. I want to say he's putting skiffs on it, so it rides pretty well already. But I could only imagine when you put the skiffs or Gillian bearings, whatever you're gonna use on this. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be ridiculous. We're talking a whole different ballpark. This thing is gorgeous, you guys. It's the blade that really does it to me, though, and the ergos. This blade and where the choil is cut in, and the slot for deployment, the reverse tanto or modified sheep foot, whatever you want. I don't care. Call it what you want. Whatever suits your fancy. But this thing is, it's just a simple piece of art, and I would love to hang it up on my shelf right now. Unfortunately, it's not mine, but the clip, it couldn't be more perfect. I mean, I suppose there, some people could nitpick and be like, oh yeah, it could be perfect if it were a completely deep carry clip, even still being, it's kind of hard for people to get a milled out uh, beautiful clip like this. It's simple, the design is simple, but very effective, and just it goes with the rest of the knife. Everything about this thing is art. I mean, the guy is such a great designer. I mean, if that's how he writes his M, then obviously I can see why his knives look as good as they look. But the thing is form and function. And this thing is so functional, like on top of everything. It's just, don't, kitty. I'm sorry, I was just a little afraid of her jumping out here when there's stabby stuff here. But I mean, like form over function or form and function, it's just, he killed it. He killed it. He murdered it. I mean, even Fred thinks so. You heard him. But I think the only difference or the only changes I might make, and Andrew or actually Android brought it up to me, and I didn't even notice it until he brought it up to me. But the access to the lock bar, it could use a little more room there, but you can access it just fine. But I think it would benefit from just having a little bit more room there. The handles, I mean, I don't think I would ever use a knife like this at like in a hard use situation, but the handles, if you are looking to use this in a hard use situation, you have great ergos to do so. But if you're working under hot temperatures and your hands are sweaty, and whatever the case may be, maybe you work around water and you get your gloves wet or whatever. Now, and that's another thing that I mentioned, gloves. You can absolutely wear gloves and manipulate this knife just fine. Even the forward choil is a good size. So if you have fat fingers or you have gloves on, it'll fit there. So if you need to choke up, you can. But if you are in more, wet conditions, the handles wouldn't be the optimal material for something like that. But I seriously doubt anyone buys a knife like this and then takes it out to use it on a construction site where they're replacing water line. I just don't see that happening. So I think for the probably average application in which people buy this knife to use it in, I think is just fine. I think this knife is a winner in that category. It's a great knife. It's got the looks, it's got the ergos, and the deployment method is absolute perfection. I mean, when the only even remotely negative thing I can say is maybe just a little more access to the lock bar. That's a darn good knife if you ask me. I mean, it's near perfect. I'm hoping to find a piece of paper in my home so that I could show you how sharp that factory edge is. It's amazing. Now the Centros. This is a CJRB I have never gotten into my collection, and it sucks because I do regret it, especially now because these things are blowing up like crazy. And Dylan Mallery is huge. I mean, he's done a ton of designs for Artisan and CJRB, and his designs are beautiful. And now he's on his working on his own, and I think that I'm happy for him, you know, because he has that artistic freedom to do whatever he wants. And I think that all we're going to see from Dylan Mallery is pure artifact. That's it. It's one artistic piece after another. It's going to be nothing but beautiful knives after knives after knives. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I just can't wait. And I hope that I will be able to get my hands on at least one of his designs, because I have the head roast and I was trying to find it so that I could put it in here on this little kind of comparison, but I can't find it, so that makes me feel a little nervous because I don't know where it is. So it's got to be around here somewhere. It's probably in my couch because I constantly fall asleep with knives in my hands or on my lap. So anyway, side note there, yeah. But this is a special edition, and it's superb. It really is. I don't know another word to describe it other than superb, superlative, amazing, phenomenal. Just a few words there. But the ergos. He knows where it's at when it comes to ergos. And this actually is, I think it says 46 out of 50 or maybe 60. Either way, 50 or 60 of these, and that's it in the whole world. Oh man, if you guys got one, you're so lucky. And then this one also has, as you can see, S35VN. So this is just all around one special piece. And the oh, look at that. The carbon fiber is, man, it's beautiful. It was done very well. I really, really like the way they did that. The shredded carbon fiber on this one has been done very well, but I think there were a couple of voids. Nothing too big. I mean, nothing ridiculous, and I love the fact that they put that titanium backspacer, and it's so big. I just love a really beautiful titanium backspacer, and it's beautiful. So I'm really, really happy that I've at least gotten my hands on these. But this is a very stabby, definitely a great knife for self-defense. Um, I'm in love with these designs, you guys. I love a great stabby knife, you know, and the size is great, especially if you have large hands. This thing is gonna fit. There's not so much to choke up with here, but you can put your finger on the back of the scales right there, but that's about it. I think this is going to be more for detailed work. You know, I'm not sure that I would ever really seriously use a knife that there's only 60 of in the world on anything that could mess with the blade or anything at all. I don't think I would put this through too much, but I definitely would carry it. This does have thumb studs, and as you can see, you can easily reverse flick. I love the thumb stud action on this. It's terrific. The front flick with the studs is actually my favorite. So it just pops out so hard. It feels great. The detent is perfect, especially for the reverse flick. It's kind of hard for a company to get the reverse flick and the front flick pretty perfect, pretty close to perfect with one detent. You know, the detent that this has, it is on the light side, but it's not the kind of light that's scary. It's not gonna come out, it's not gonna open in your pocket or anything like that. So it's nothing like that to worry about. So that's good. This one is reversible, this pocket clip, which is great, especially on a limited run here, because if you think about it, I mean, who really throws in the extra holes on the other scale and throws off what they think is the whole look of the knife to think about a whole, side of the population, 2% or 10% of the world or whatever the numbers are. They don't have to if they don't want to, but this whoever designed, I mean, well, obviously Dylan Mallery designed it, but he thought about everybody, and I think that it speaks to his character, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe it wasn't him, and it was actually CJRB that said, "Hey, we need to make this reversible," because as you can see, this one is not reversible. So now I am unaware if he made any of these specifically for lefties. That would make sense. So why mess up the lines if you're just gonna put out, a whole series of just left-handed user? I guess I wouldn't throw off the lines either. And then we have the Mini Centros. This is also a special edition. It's this thing. It's such a great little knife. I mean, look how tiny it is. It's so cute. But the thing is, it feels solid in your hands. These all feel solid. But just for this little tiny knife to feel so solid, and this one, ooh boy, that tip is something crazy. It looks like a needle tip. It's amazing. I love this little thing. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got beautiful carbon micarta. It's got beautiful, the attention to detail is ridiculous. I even love the pivot. I mean, look at that. He left it smooth. And then the pivot collars are titanium, and everything flows so nicely. I honestly think this is it's just almost like the best on the table. I don't know if anybody's going to be offended by that. I really hope not, but it's such a great little knife. I love it. I mean, and if you needed just like a little backup, this thing is perfect. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And you can reverse flick it too. The thumb stud action on this thing is wonderful. It's crazy. It doesn't like fall shut. None of them really do, except for the Forest. Kind of falls shut, but it doesn't slam shut, which is nice. You have that controlled, almost hydraulic, just in a way, slow shut. And I really enjoy this knife. All three of these knives are beautiful, and I enjoy them in my hands. I have zero issues getting all three of these in and out of my pocket. Even this little guy here, no problems whatsoever, none. The pocket clip is perfect. I love it. I mean, and it's reversible. I mean, he did such a great job. I mean, and then CJRB executed the design, so I give them credit as well. I mean, yeah, the design was Dylan Mallery's, but CJRB could have easily messed it up by improper execution, and they did not do that. So I'm so thankful. I'm sure all of you out there who have any of these are thankful as well. But yeah, I wanted to get a piece of paper and do a cut test. Okay, so instead I just grabbed a piece of cardboard, and I got it off the box using this guy right here, which reminds me a lot of the Spyderco smock, which I'm in love with, and we will talk about that another day though. Okay, so I don't think that anybody would really mind if I just chopped up a little bit of cardboard. Let's check it out. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Easy as pie. I mean, nothing. It goes through like nothing. It's insane. Let's just try this little guy out. Oh, wow. Ooh, and then you have that wonderful stabby tip. It's great. Oh my gosh. It's incredible. Let me see this. Oh yeah. It is awesome, you guys. I am so happy that I finally got one of these in my hands. Amazing. As you can see, these are winners. They're all winners. They're awesome. I love these knives. Oh my gosh. And I didn't feel any like fatigue or anything. Like, it doesn't even feel, it's so sharp, it just goes through with ease, so you don't have to worry about anything. And I'm gonna have Fred sing us out. So on that note, literally, I'll see you soon.